Hello, this is Peter Larsen from Loudsoft. I'm going to show you how to test a speaker unit using FineQC. So, assuming I'm the tester, I would fill out this start screen with batch number or lot number and maybe the customer, but in this case we'll just bypass it and go on and test the reference speaker. Okay, now the green line here is the response we have tested now, and the blue one behind it is the reference curve. So you can see in this range where we have defined some tolerances, it's very close. Down here in the center screen we compare directly the differences, and sometimes it's much easier to see the differences there. The last screen on the bottom here is Robin Buzz. I will show that in a minute. Also, we have tested in the same go the impedance of the loudspeaker, and this is the green line again here, and it's just like the reference. So now let's try and test another speaker. Okay. In this case you can see that the curve now is going outside the tolerances. It turns yellow to indicate that it's outside. SPL says fail, and also here it says fail for the operator. So this speaker is clearly bad. We could try something else. Now we'll test a speaker that has some Robin Buzz. Maybe you could hear that. That was very serious. I'll try and do something. I'm touching the cone just a little. Yeah. So this is maybe a more realistic example that you can see that it's very sensitive, and it shows easily where the Robin Buzz is by turning red. So now, while you're testing, you can always go up to this button here, statistics, and see the curves that you have tested during the day, because all curves are saved automatically. This green one is the one that was outside. The purple curve here, or violet, is the average, the running average, and you can see if this average during the day is turning away from the reference, maybe something is wrong in your setup. It may be a glue gun needs adjustment. So let's take a look at an example of a pilot run. So we will review all data, and here is a good example. And this is actually a pre-production of a driver. We have 17 responses here, and you can see that they look pretty good, maybe except this one there, and I think it's the last one there, so we'll simply just exclude that. And now, out of these 16 speakers, we have found the one that is closest to the average. The average is the purple curve again. You can see it in the middle there, and also down here. So number 8 is the one that's closest, and this is the one highlighted in yellow here. So this number 8 is your golden reference, and this is really time consuming. You can do this much easier because the software does the work for you. So let's go back and take a look how this test was actually set up. So we go to Edit QC Test and take a look at how this was done. Normally you start by measuring a curve, then you go to the setup window and see that we have actually the impulse response here. This is FFT, meaning that we can measure this curve in a normal room, even in a small test box for drivers, and in a little larger room for systems. And we set a time window which is defined here as 10 milliseconds, which works fine for this speaker. We have also chosen 1/3 octave smoothing because we don't want to look at these small details. We want to see the general tendency of this driver. So now we also define these red limits, that is the frequency tolerances. There are ways to set this automatically or some predefined, but you can always go in and change it by the mouse here. You can drag points, as you can see there. It's very easy to do, so maybe allowing that this dip can vary a little. You can also down here define a sensitivity band, so it will take the average, in this case from 400 to 4000 Hertz, and present that as a number. So this shows us how the test was defined. Same thing with the impedance. And again, here you would allow some space so that the resonance can vary a little, but not too much. You want to control the impedance pretty well. Going back to this screen, we see how the Robin bus was defined. These blue columns actually represent the noise level in the system, and there is a little Robin buzz in the speaker, which is acceptable in this case. So we have listened to the speaker and defined that this is okay, and then we have set a limit that, like the white line. In every case, you can always go in and change these columns. So you can see here, now we changed the limit individually, and this you can do for all of them, so it's very easy to change. So this is it. This is how the test is defined in FineQC. The next pictures show you some of the typical test setups for FineQC for end-of-line control and incoming control. Thank you. And here you can see some pictures of the system components. This is the fine hardware, which is the current new version, which is improved. This is a picture actually of the old hardware, but a typical test situation with the box. And here we have a picture of testing a loudspeaker system.